Hey guys, Micah McGee here. So you bought yourself a Castnet, and when you bought the Castnet, you didn't really think about the fact that it would ever be ripped up on a rock or on a underwater hidden limb or submerged trash. But it happens, and it happens to almost every net that's thrown at some point in time. So what do you do with it? How do you fix that rip? Because if you've got a rip in a net and you cast out over a group of bait fish, I don't know how they do it, but 90% of those minnows will find that hole and be out of that net before you can pull it back to shore or pull it up into your boat. So it's got to be fixed. How do you do it? I like to use spider wire because it is a type of a string that is braided very tightly together, and when you tie it in a knot and you pull that and you cinch it tight, it doesn't back off like a monofilament line has memory, and it will slowly work its way loose over time, and that doesn't happen with this spider wire. It's a very good quality. See, I even wear it on my head. So regular maintenance is required on these nets. Sometimes you have to fix them in the field while you're actually out there doing your cast netting, but sometimes it's nice just to take a little time off and go over your nets and find places. Now this right here is a small little rip, but it's big enough for any size minnow that would be bait quality would go right through that. You're not going to hold a minnow in a net with a hole like that. So I'm going to show you how to fix that little hole right quick, and then you'll be prepared when it happens to you. Okay, here's our hole. This is our rip right here. Now we're going to take this small piece of string, and to start out we go to the top of the hole and just put it through several of the mesh. Now we're going to tie us a slip knot where it'll just cinch tight right back up on itself. So you just make a loop, go around it about 2 times, and then come right back through. Pull that tight. Now this just cinches right up there like that. That's your start. That's your anchor point. Now you can just try to loosely weave it and then tie the end, but fish can still get through it. So we're going to do it a little different. Stitch it through, pull it through until you just have a little loop left. You're gonna go back through and basically follow the same path. If you miss it by a mesh or two, it's not that important. So we're going to follow it, come back through, pull this down about the same size as the first loop that you made, and then you're going to run this through both of those loops, just right up the middle. Now you're just going to pull that until it's tight. Okay. And we're going to repeat that process all the way down the rip, all the way down the rip. There's our first loop. There's our second. Draw it down about the size of the first loop. Go through both of them. And then all you got to do is pull it tight. This was a small hole, so it's only going to take like three stitches. First loop. Second loop. Right down through them both. Cinch it up tight. Now, you see right there, each one of those knots I cinched up created a line. Now I see I've got a little bit of a hole that is extended out past the main hole. So I'm just gonna reach over and whip that back in. First loop, second loop, through both. Now that won't back off, and that'll just stay. No minnows won't find its way through that. Right there you can see I had a really long rip in the net. That caused about a 4 or 5 inch gash. You can see what my finished product was there. It wasn't perfect, but it really did the job. Now we will go over the net and just pull it out, spin it around, and see if we can find more holes in the net. I've got it hung on this pipe, and I need to spin it, hang it back up. It's hard to see the holes when you're out at the river, but when you're here at the house and you can see it in a controlled environment, it helps. I see one really tiny hole right here. My pinky will fit through it, so I'm gonna stitch that up right quick, and then we'll check for some more. I'm not really pleased with this type netting. It seems like it tears so easy. I'm gonna say this may be the last year this actually is good, and it may get continually more and more brittle. No, I bought it 1 year ago. This is the second year I've used it, and it seems to be getting more brittle. So the next time I buy one, I'm gonna pay attention to the thickness of the strand, to the thickness of the webbing. 1/4 inch mesh is what you want, but I'm hoping that they make a 1/4 inch mesh with a heavier gauge line. So we'll see. Okay, I got that little hole fixed, and we'll just keep looking around on it. Oh, here's another hole. So I'll hang it right here and fix it right quick. Pull out a little string, cut it off, and go to work. People find these how-to videos to be fairly boring, and I don't blame them. If they don't need the information, who wants to sit and watch somebody teach you how to patch a net if you ain't never had a net? So if you're watching this video all the way through, I really appreciate it. I got that one. That was easy, quick and easy. Now we'll keep looking. Okay. I feel like I've looked over it pretty well. At the bottom, this is where the majority of your minnows are going to be hitting this bottom. They won't, most of them aren't going to be seeing up here high. They're going to be trying to get out through the bottom. But if there's a hole up here, somehow they seem to find it. I think we've got it. I think this net's ready to be used. This is quite a large net. It's the largest that's legal for catching bait fish here in Tennessee by a sports fisherman. So I've got this thing all fixed up and ready to go. I'm just gonna throw it right here in the container in the boat. Next time we hit the river, we'll be ready. That's where I keep it when I'm not using it. I keep it right there in the boat. Here's one I've got that's made by the Old Salt Company. That is a bigger mesh and a stronger line. It's a 3/8 inch mesh, which is not, it's not going to work for catching minnows for fishing, but it's really good for catching larger shad or catching big old buffalo or carp or whatever we're fishing for that is of bigger size. It's a 10-foot cast net made by Old Salt, and it's a good one. I like it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you found this information to be helpful on your own cast net. And if you get a hole in it or a rip, now you know exactly how to fix it up. So glad we could show you how to do that and take care of some of our own rips and holes at the same time. And we're gonna get out there and start catching some fish here before too long when this old murky, muddy water clears up. So y'all have a great day. God bless you. We'll see you on the next video.